So revered is this martial art in Brazil, many there were surprised when local police were given training in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu to subdue World Cup protesters. BJJ, as it is often called, can give smaller people an edge over larger opponents, and some commentators felt police had an unfair advantage. Its popularity is growing here in Queensland, and in July this year around 300 competitors gathered for the State Jiu Jitsu Championships at the Carrara Sports Complex on the Gold Coast. Among those competing was 13-year-old Charisma Taylor, seen here in black, who is fast making a name for herself in the sport. She and Dad John Taylor train at their local club in Brisbane.
We've both been competing for a bit over 2 years now. It's just, I guess, another aspect to the sport and to the martial arts, to the competitive aspect of the sport. So that was the state championships. That's probably one of the biggest one, obviously the biggest one for Queensland. We both did quite well. Charisma, she won her division, so she got the gold and I got silver. So it was a pretty good day.
Charisma says her family's support is important to her success, and she's keen to show that girls are up to the BJJ challenge.
It's also not just a boys' sport. There's a lot of women coming in now, and we do have a women's class here and it's growing bigger. Yeah, so a lot of people think it's just boys and rough, tough boys, but it's a lot of girls coming now too.
The pair's BJJ club is tucked away in an inner-city industrial estate, and John Taylor is one of several adult members who regularly volunteer to train the children. But all who train here come under the watchful eye of one man, Brazilian-born black belt Bruno Lemos, who is philosophical about the benefits of the sport.
Yeah, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu for me means a lot because it was the martial arts who changed my life, and I think it's one of the martial arts who changed a lot of people's life.
Like many BJJ competitors, Bruno has Olympic dreams, but right now he's focused on the sport's future here in Australia.
BJJ is growing a lot in Australia, and I think it's doing very well. Like you can see in the competitions, people is getting more busy and busy. Many people competing now. Many people just doing Brazilian Jiu Jitsu just to get better and also to get fitness. I think Australia is going really well. I believe in a few years, probably Australia is going to be on high level of Jiu-Jitsu because people here is really passionate for when they find something what they love.
Even though the next Olympic Games will be held in Brazil in 2016, and despite the sport's growing popularity both in Australia and internationally, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu is yet to become an Olympic sport. Daniel Lima is a black belt based on the Gold Coast and helps organise the Queensland competitive circuit. He says the MMA, or mixed martial arts competition, holds the key to BJJ's success.
I think Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu it's growing quite a lot all over the world. Since MMA come through, like they had the opportunity to show how effective Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is, and you just can see Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu growing more. Like in Brazil, United States, Europe, Japan, it's huge, and I think Australia it's following actually the same steps over here. Every year it's just getting bigger and bigger.
Having followed up on her Queensland titles effort with a gold at the Australian Championships in Melbourne, Charisma Taylor is already setting the standard for the next generation and looks poised for the world stage.